Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me. This is what I've been making this week. It's a card which is my contribution for the Pootler's Design Team blog. So stick with me and I'll show you how I made it. This is a project for the Pootler's Design Team, so I'm going to be using this stamp set, lovely stitching, and I've already gone ahead and I've mounted up the stamps that I'm going to be using in this project on my clear blocks, so they're all ready for me to go. I have my very vanilla card, which is 3 3/4 by 5.5, and I've stuck it down lightly onto a piece of grid paper to protect my table. And this is just an ordinary piece of copier paper, which is 1.5 inches wide, and I've just taped it down with masking tape, and this is going to mask off the middle of my card. So what I'm looking for today is a kind of oldie worldy tapestry sort of effect. I'm hoping that it's going to look like something maybe that your granny might have stitched when she was a little girl. So I'm going to be stamping using Calypso Coral, Peekaboo Peach and Pear Pizzazz. Those are the 3 colours that I'm going to be using. So I will, in all probability, as I usually do, turn the sound down, give you some music to look at, and fast forward through most of it. So just in case I forget to tell you that's what I'm going to do, that is probably what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to start with this stamp and my Calypso Coral, and I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to try and get it more or less into a pattern. And I'm going to start at the middle of my card, and I'm just going to hope that it all works out from there. So now you might have spotted that I didn't stamp particularly well in that part but there, but I'm not going to worry because I've got a Calypso Coral marker here, and I'm just going to go over the top of what I've stamped just to make it a little bit more definite. And because this is the exact same ink as is in the stamp pad, that will blend in quite nicely. Okay, so that's my Calypso Coral done. So now I'm going to move over to this stamp and some Peekaboo Peach. Alright, now I'm going to bring in the Pear Pizzazz, and I'm going to bring in this stamp, which is the row of short stitches. Now I'm going to bring in, still with the Pear Pizzazz, this little stamp which looks like a bit of a leaf really, and I'm just going to fill in wherever I can. So that's stamped the background of my card. So now I'm going to take away the masking, and with any luck, that is starting to look pretty much how I want it. Now I've fastened this down onto the grid paper with a bit of snail, and then I kind of put it all over my clothes to sort of de-tack it a bit. Right, now I've got this punch stamp. Oh dear, it's been a long day. It is in fact a stamp, not a punch, and I'm going to get this as straight as I can to make a border across the bottom. I'm going to try and not get my head into shot. Okay, so I can see what I'm doing properly, I'm going to turn the paper around. Yeah, and I don't think that's the world's straightest, but hey ho, not to worry. And there you go. Okay, so the last bit of stamping that I'm going to do is the Stitched Lovely, and I'm back with the Calypso Coral ink, and I'm going to try and more or less centre that, and again I'm going to try and keep my head out of shot. Forgive me if it pops in, and 1, 2, 3, and Now you will have noticed that although these stamps are photopolymer, apart from the grid paper, I haven't put anything underneath them, and they've been fine. With photopolymer, sometimes you do need to put something underneath to give, you know, to give them a bit of what I like to call squishiness underneath, which will help them to stamp better. But because these are more or less outlines, rather than having big solid areas, they're absolutely fine. Okay, so that is the stamping pretty much finished. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go and take this and I'm going to mat it onto a piece of Calypso Coral, and then I'll come back and show you how it's looking. Here it is finished. I've just mounted it onto a piece of Calypso Coral card. It's just a piece of A4 that I've cut in half and then folded in half to make a centerfold card. Now Calypso Coral is quite a strong colour, even though it's in the subtles range, so I have put an insert inside, and it's just a piece of Very Vanilla, which I've stamped using the same stamps and the same colours. The only difference is that I've changed the colours of the petals and the centre, and if anybody asks me, I'm going to say it was a change of design direction, but just between us, I picked up the wrong colour first. So, you know, you have your choices. And I have added the sentiment, that's what you are to me, so that hopefully the card reads lovely, that's what you are to me, and there's space there for you to write your greeting. So I do hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial, and if so, please do think about joining me again. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel, visit my blog, visit my Facebook page. Details are underneath this video. But in any case, I do thank you very, very much for joining me, and I hope that I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.